What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? I got a challenge for everybody watching this video. We're trying to get 25 new subscribers. Now, the bosses here at Chat Sports have challenged me. We haven't gotten 25 new subscribers on a video in almost a month. Well, they said that needs to change, and they need to do it now. So, hit that subscribe button. They don't believe in Chiefs Kingdom, but I told them they're going to surprise you. They're going to make sure, and we're going to get 25 subscribers on this video. So, hit that sub button if you're new around here. And we got a lot of stuff coming up here on the Chiefs board as we're going to talk about the Chiefs playoff picture and how the Kansas City Chiefs controlled their own destiny in the AFC. All that coming up right here. Okay, the AFC playoff picture. The Chiefs hold the number 2 seed in the AFC with 6 games left in the regular season. Now, the combined record of the teams on the remaining schedule is 27-14. That is a 46% chance of the number 1 seed in the AFC. So, if you're looking at that, the Chiefs right now, they are very much controlling their own destiny because guess what? They have a 46% chance to have the number 1 seed, which is the best odds of anybody in the entire conference. And so, how exactly does that work? How do they control their own destiny if they are a game behind the Baltimore Ravens? Well, the Ravens have a bye week this week. And so the Chiefs win this weekend on Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. And you have the number 1 slot. But the thing that makes the tiebreaker, well, the Chiefs have a better conference record. So if Kansas City were to win out, if Baltimore were to win out, then the Chiefs would be the number 1 seed and not be the Baltimore Ravens. So here's the good news of how the path to the 1 seed can kind of work out for the Chiefs. Now, I mentioned how the Ravens have a bye week, so the Chiefs already have that 46% chance. If you beat the Packers this Sunday, that percentage skyrockets to 52%. You now control over half the percent of getting that number 1 slot in the AFC. And I'm telling you, you want that. You want to have home field advantage all the way through until the Super Bowl. It's a big key. And we know that Arrowhead is a place the Chiefs have honestly lost 2 games in this year and haven't played great. But guess what? The loudness, the playoff atmosphere, you want to have that in your bag when you're heading into the playoffs. And I'll tell you what, I want the Chiefs to have the number 1 seed. And I know you do too. So let's all spam 1 in the comments of today's video to help the Chiefs get the number 1 seed in the AFC. And hopefully they can do exactly that. I know the more 1s we get, the better chance the Chiefs will secure that 1 slot in the coming weeks. I talked about the Chiefs' remaining schedule and how it's not exactly the hardest thing, but at the same time, it's not exactly the easiest thing. You kind of maybe, if you've been on the show a lot, we've talked about how the Chiefs' schedule is more backloaded, or at least it was, you thought. Well, you had the Dolphins and you had the Eagles after the bye, obviously. But now you're looking at a Packers squad that has looking better as of late, but overall is not that great with a 5-6 record. The Bills at 6-6, who are literally just Josh Allen and a bunch of other guys. And then you got the Patriots on Monday Night Football, who are literally the worst team in football. It's probably them or the Panthers. I mean, I would like to see those 2 play. And then you got the Raiders, who you've already beat once now on Christmas morning. Bengals without Joe Burrow in Week 17. And then you get the Chargers in L.A. to round out the season. And, I mean, there's a chance at that point you could already have the number 1 spot. Now, looking at the schedule, we've talked about a lot and how this is pretty much a simple schedule, an easy schedule. So I say again, at worst, you lose 1 of those games. I think the Bills could be a tough one for the simple fact that Josh Allen, he knows what he's doing. Like, I know we don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. But we saw in that Eagles game, he is somewhat of like Patrick Mahomes. He can kind of will his team to victory, or at least have a chance at victory at any spot he gets. I respect him, and that's the one that I think could be the potential issue. We're going to take a look at the Ravens' remaining schedule and how they could fare as the Chiefs hopefully get the number 1 spot. Ravens could bounce to number 2, but we're going to see if that will happen or not. Before that, though, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor, Factor. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days. Well, Factor has you covered with America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service that can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, along with staying on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all of your holiday to-dos. If you're looking for special occasion meals during the holidays, level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time. Enjoy premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. Now, this November, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/Chiefs50 and use code ChiefsChat50 for your 50% off. Again, factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 for 50% off. Code ChiefsChat50, factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50, 50% off. Link is going to be in the description of this video, and it's in the chat right now. I talked about the Ravens' remaining schedule. Let's take a look at them and how they fare compared to the Chiefs. So they have the bye this week, which is exactly why the Chiefs could, in theory, with the win on Sunday, jump back into the #1 slot. Now in Week 14, they're going to face the Los Angeles Rams, and then things get a little testy from there for the Baltimore Ravens. You have a Jaguar squad in Jacksonville on Sunday Night Football that is playing exceptionally well. You've got one of the best NFC teams in the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. And then in Week 17, the Ravens, well, they have the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, that offensive threat that they're going to have to face. And then they have a game that can honestly decide the division against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are honestly playing pretty well, especially without Matt Canada. Their offense looked a lot better. I talked about how the Chiefs had a combined record of, well, not so good, under 500. Now, the opponent's record for the Baltimore Ravens, that's a little bit different. 36-19 is the combined record for the teams that the Ravens will face. So, in my mind, you look at that schedule, you especially see the Jaguars, Niners, and Dolphins back-to-back. There's a loss or two in there. I have to say it. I know the Ravens are good. I respect them. I think they are a great team. Their defense is probably one of the only ones that can compete with the Chiefs' defense at this point. But at the same time, you have to look at that schedule and be a little scared if you're a Ravens fan. There are 3 good teams that you're playing on primetime. Primetime, and then Dolphins, where you have to face a stellar offense and really test that Ravens defense, who has been the best thus far in the National Football League. Now, we talked about the Ravens, but I want to bring it back here to the Chiefs, because I mentioned how if you win this Sunday, you get a 52% chance to get that #1 seed. Well, how exactly can we get the win this Sunday? Just kind of a little bit of a look at this game and how the Chiefs could come out on top. So before we do this, though, I want to ask who you got in this game. If you have Kansas City, then type KC. If you have the Packers, then type GB. Let me know in the comments of today's video. I want to see KC's going all the way. Jordan Love doesn't have anything on Patrick Mahomes, and I want to see it because KC's all day. Who you got? KC for the Chiefs, GB for the Packers. All right, the stats honestly aren't that bad for Jordan Love. 60% completion percentage, almost 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but the QBR, 52.5. Now, if you compare him to Patrick Mahomes, there's obviously a better one. But at the same time, you have to look at these stats and think, okay, listen, this is a formidable quarterback, and honestly, Love has been playing well. We've talked about the Packers, and now the past couple weeks, they've kind of figured stuff out. Now, have they figured stuff out to the point that I think they are a better team than the Chiefs, that they are a competitive product to put out there against the Chiefs? Not exactly. I may eat my words on this, but overall, I think the Chiefs should go out there, and with the offense hopefully now firing on all cylinders with Rashee Rice, that could be a potential plus. Now, the one thing I will say, these QBs have actually played each other before. So we've kind of talked about how you see Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Well, that matchup has been cursed. In fact, the first time it was cursed was when the Chiefs took on the Packers in Week 9 of the 2020 NFL season, where the Packers lost 13-7. Now, this was the first time that Jordan Love actually came in because Aaron Rodgers had COVID. This was Love's first start. It was in Arrowhead Stadium in Week 9 of 2021. Now, there was a late touchdown to Allen Lazard to get the Packers to 7, but ultimately they turned the ball over twice, and obviously the 13-7 score. So, these two teams, they've played each other, and there's a little bit of storylines to this because the Chiefs, well, they're going to Lambeau in December. It's going to be cold. We'll see if there's snow, but Matt LaFleur, 15-0 in December, 8-0 in Lambeau in December. Now, in terms of Packers facing the defending champs, which what the Chiefs are, they're 9-19. And the big one, Patrick Mahomes, and probably a big reason why this is on primetime, it's his first trip to Lambeau Field. He has never played there, and now he gets to go play at one of the all-time sports facilities, probably the all-time sports football field. I'm excited to see it. A lot of storylines, and honestly, I think it's going to be a fun game overall. Predict the score in the comments section today, as I want to know what you think for the Chiefs versus the Packers. That's how we're going to end this show. Get your score predictions in the comment section with the game coming up here in just a couple days. We're going to be live for that, so make sure you join us on our live watch party right here on the Chiefs Report. But for now, get those scores in the comment section and subscribe. We appreciate it always, Chiefs Kingdom. Peace out.